Video is a demonstration of using Kubernetes and Istio in two different cloud providers to provide 4 different environments with 2 pipelines servicing those environments. A dev and QA environment is set up in GCP, and a beta and production environment is set up in Azure. The GCP cluster provides the Docker image build services for both clusters. These environments contain 3 different microservices that are all behaving as one integrated application because of the services provided by Kubernetes and Istio. In the demonstration, Istio provides complex routing capabilities within each cluster based upon subpath of the application URL. This allows 3 applications to behave as one application to the user. And Istio also provides routing based upon user context. Based upon the authenticated user's email address, it will make the decision to route to either the dev or QA environment in the GCP cluster or the production and beta environment in the Azure cluster. This video walks through the complete setup step by step, and although it is compressed for time, it represents about 30 to 45 minutes of time to complete all steps and have all environments and pipelines set up and available publicly on the internet. So we start out with a blank project in GCP, and we start out with no resources defined in Azure. And we're running bash commands in GCP to get the cluster up and running, and we're running PowerShell commands in Azure to get the cluster up and running. And this will create 3 node clusters in both GCP and Azure of similar size. The VMs have 2 virtual CPUs each and between 7 or 8 gigs of memory, depending upon whether it's GCP or Azure. On the Azure side, I'm now opening up the Kubernetes dashboard inside of a cluster because it doesn't have the integrated dashboard capabilities that GCP does. So I'll be using the Kubernetes dashboard on the Azure side. And that's the dashboard has opened up. And now I'm running the commands to install base environment. This includes the namespaces that represent the different environments. On the GCP side, that is dev, QA, and build, and on the Azure side, that is production, beta, and build. And it also installed some RBAC security and also the Kubernetes secrets that are necessary for the different environments. I'm showing right now that the namespaces are available in each environment. In the GCP side, you should see a build, dev, and QA namespace, and there they are, build, dev, and QA. And now we'll run through the installation of Istio, Certmanager, Helm, Tiller, and also the Jenkins pipelines, and the pipelines will come up and automatically run the builds and deployments for the dev and QA side, and so that we will build out the applications themselves. And I'm showing right now that the dev pipeline has come online and its certificate has automatically been created through a protocol negotiation with Let's Encrypt. And now I'm opening up the production pipeline side and also showing that it has its certificate with Let's Encrypt as well. And now going to the dev QA side, and the builds are almost completed. I just have to go to them and do the approval step to deploy. I'm deploying the auth microservice into the dev namespace, and I am deploying the test application 1 into both namespaces, both QA and dev. And test application 2, proving that for deployment to both QA and dev as well. Now going over to the GCP workloads dashboard, and I want to watch as these pods for deployment actually deploy the different pods representing the services in both the dev namespace and in the QA namespace, and still refreshing and waiting for all the pods to come online. It's still doing some deployments, and now everything is online. So now I can open up the application in the dev environment, at the dev QA environment, and now it's come online. I'm going to log in. I'm going to log in as a Maven Wave user. That should give me automatic routed access when I go to application 1 to the QA environment, which you can see it does. And so I'm routing within the application itself, and now I'm routing to application 2. That's also in the QA environment. I'm logging out, and I am going to log back in, and this time I'm going to be a non-Maven Wave email account, which will then route me to the dev environment when I load up these apps. And you can see I am in the dev environment. I switch to page 2 of the first app, and then I switch to app 2, and that's in the dev environment as well. Then I log out. Now we move over to the production beta side, and I don't have to build. I'm just releasing the versions that were released into the dev QA environment into the beta and production side. I'm releasing to both environments simultaneously, and now I see that all of the images, the containers have come online representing the 3 different services in the 2 different environments, and now I can go to the production URL for the application, and I log in as a non-Maven Wave account. That should give me access to production, app 1 and app 2 as well, production, and then I log in again as a Maven Wave account, and that should give me access to beta, and in app 1 and app 2 I am in beta. And that's it. That is the full demo, and I thank you for your time. Once again, you saw 2 clusters and 2 clouds with 2 different pipelines serving 4 environments and 10 application versions, and it all built in approximately 30 to 45 minutes. Thank you.